I see.
He
I see. Cody's son managing to stay alive, not having to burn any summoner spells whatsoever. Poom did burn the ignite, trying to go for it. Oh, this could be brutal for Gamsu right now. Haunter, he already knows. Wait. Whoa.
What was that? What? I knew Gamsu was in trouble, but I didn't expect it to happen like that. What? That was crazy. But we're also going to see this Jace fall really far behind all of a sudden. Yeah, he's going to be able to teleport back and has some control over the wave state, but that was weird, Mark. I almost wonder if there was like some weird like lag thing or something, but there's no pause, there's nothing that ends up happening, and players are going to continue playing. That was fully intentional.
Well, that was weird.
Yeah, that was super weird.
Yeah, the way that Haunter was also standing, and it seemed like he was either canceling auto attacks. I couldn't tell if he was BMing or not. It looked like that the 1v1 has already won, and then Gamsu, I don't even know what just happened. Maybe this 1v1 replay will look at back.
What? I don't think that actually made it any more clear, because he just like stepped back and forth trying to do something, and I feel like Gamsu could have just tried to leave, right? Instead, he goes back in. That was never going to kill, right? Haunter is just a little bit too tanky, and when he becomes this absolute monster poke champion, and it allows him to play in the mid game a lot more effectively, kind of regardless of how his laning phase goes these days, as long as he's not desperately far behind.
So far, he's keeping even with CS, and despite the bizarre level 1, actually, we have action on the bottom side of the map. Ryoma coming in with a Realm Warp train, and they just lock down Cody's son for an easy kill, and they're still going hard for Urson on the tower, and they get him, and no one dies in the turret dive.
Wow, okay, I was going to spend the next thing I was going to talk about was the fact that Luger and Poom weren't actually building advantages quite yet, right? We said that the Callisto really early means that you can pick some pretty good champions into it. Navaris and Guam were doing a fantastic job for the first time, really getting an advantage for Cody-san and Yuri-san. But with Ryoma coming down, that's turned right back on its head. So, Mark, if we're going to see the same thing as we saw in games 1 and 2 happen in game 3, the fact that 100 Thieves have just gotten a couple of kills in the bottom lane means it should be a TSM victory, right?
What? Oh shoot, you're right.
It ends up just coming around to make sure that it doesn't happen.
Yeah, thanks to Ryoma was able to get the push in against Takeover. Looks like they were trying to pass off the blue buff, but right now Takeover's the one that's getting bamboozled over the wall. He gets caught out. Thanks to Poom being able to pop the quickness and the grand entrance, Ryoma gets locked up by this chain of corruptions from Cody. Takes some poke from the piercing arrow. Hyper has both buffs. Haunter is coming in as well. Gamsu is coming in from the other side of the wall. They want to pick up the Rift Herald. It is a little unfortunate for Poom. He goes down, but he has the Rift Herald acquired.
So that should be worthwhile coming out for 100 Thieves Academy, right? As long as you pick up the Rift Herald, they got the kill onto Takeover previously, so it's kind of an extended 1-for-1, but also you should be able to crash it for at least 2 plates, which is 320 gold, so you're kind of up a kill when all is said and done. But the big thing is they actually have to use it. They got to find some advantages with it. Otherwise, it's just kind of a...
And closer, or I should say Chad, was sitting and waiting for that Divine Sunder power spike. Ryoma has already roamed over to the bottom side of the map. Teleport is available for a Haunter, but it's just a Glacial Fissure to force out the Fate's Call from Luger.
Also, Cody's son used the ultimate, so that is a 2-for-1 ultimate trade that ends up resulting in not a whole lot, but they do chunk out Poom, and they are going to be saving the turret for a little while longer, but it does invite opportunities for people to try and come down and look for that dive instead. Chad going to be hanging out in the mid lane, and Takeover just goes in.
Oh, well, Takeover tried to go onto Ryoma, but he flashes away, and Takeover doesn't get a chance to respond appropriately. And now there's action happening all over the map. Haunter is currently tied up with Gamsu, so he cannot respond for a teleport flank quite yet. Finally, he's going to pop it, but Luger's already slain Cody's son, and Luger just might commit to the dive because he knows that Cody's son, he doesn't get the assist gold, finds the Slicing Maelstrom onto 2 into Ryoma and Chad, who have roamed all the way over, but Haunter just doesn't have enough damage by himself. And Chad picks up another one.
Who says you need to play the Jace lane if everybody in your lanes is going to be leaving? Look at the damage your son. Oh, gonna have to flash out of that one. Hyper coming down. I don't know if this is a good fight that TSM want to take.
Takeover is okay. Well, he slides on over to the wall, gives himself some distance. Hyper's gonna get into the face of everyone on 100 Thieves. Looks for one onto Ryoma. Gets the shutdown.
Oh, no resets.
And he gets another reset. They take down Chad, and now it's just TSM Academy being able to clean up here in the mid lane and the bottom lane. Seeing everything unfold was really, I don't know what word you would put for it, Josh.
I mean, I would just describe it as like solo queue, right? Like, if this was like a solo queue game, this all would have made a whole lot of sense. Because, you know, you go in, you don't know where the jungler is, but you go in anyway, and now we see another fight for Hyper.
Hyper, does Luger have enough damage, enough Ren stack to be able to get the execute?
So
they do, because Ryoma also is putting in work thanks to the overload and the Essence Flux. Huge shutdown going over to the mid laner for 100 Thieves.
And it looks like it might be letting Takeover out to dry.
Rune Prison into Everfrost root, and my goodness, that was so much damage.
Yeah. Ryoma is very far ahead at this point. He's going to be doing a ton of damage throughout this whole thing. Now Poom finding Cody? Not quite.
Gets the flash out. Flash for ultimate exchanged out of Poom. But now that they have a timer, next 5 minutes, Cody Sun's got to be careful where he walks, because a flash quickness grand entrance will seal the deal and definitely mark the end of Cody Sun.
I feel like every single proactive move since about the 12-minute mark has been done by 100 Thieves, and I feel like that is going to mean that they should be pretty far ahead. They're going to be sitting. This is cruel. They know that someone, probably Takeover, is going to have to come clean up this wave, and they're just waiting for him to push out, because who in their right mind would just expect 2 people to be sitting here in this bush? 100 Thieves, oh
and
god.
And he dashed forward! Oh my god!
Cruel.
Oh, man.
It just didn't matter because they were 12,000 gold behind. But this game, they're only about 2,000 gold behind.
Yeah.
Elder Dragon is absolutely enough to be the difference maker. And Takeover, he is horrified. Did you see that? He threw the Q into the bush. It's like, no, this isn't happening again.
The conditioning, man, they already put it into his mind. Oh my god, he's trying to set up for Hyper to annihilate anyone that's coming in from the entrance on that Realm Warp, but Ryoma does so much damage. Is able to annihilate both him and Hyper in the entrance, and Hanser now has to run away. Pops the flash, pops the slicing maelstrom, trying to buy as much time as he can, but even the stasis is not going to prevent his death. 100 Thieves Academy wiping out the top 3 members from TSM, and now Baron is on the table.
And what is this again? Like, 100 Thieves are the only ones making these proactive moves, and we see Cody Sun and Yurson coming over to try and contest. We saw that they weren't able to get any kills last time this happened in Game 2. I don't think the result is going to be any different here, and in fact, they're more likely to die because of how healthy 100 Thieves are.
Even Poom is threatening forward, trying to get any summoner spells out of Cody Sun and Yurson. They get both of their flash and the exhaust and the heal from Cody Sun respectively. Still has the flash now.
Elder actually spawns as Poom. I feel like he's just like throwing out sad bees. Why are you so sad, Poom? You're winning.
I don't think it's him that's sad right now. The emote game that we have been seeing from both LCS Academy and even in the semi-pro amateur scene has been definitely one of the more entertaining things about the games that we see, because sometimes it's just standard emotes, and other times you'll see like other emotes as well that are being used, and you have to like decipher and figure out what the meaning is behind it.
And I know you're an expert at that. You definitely taught me way more about Twitch emotes than probably anybody else.
True.
So.
I don't think it's a good thing though that it's become such an ingrained part of my vocabulary now. Yeah.
You haven't used one this series, as far as I can remember, so that's a pretty good start. But with, just over a minute left before the Elder Dragon actually spawns, I feel like we are in a pretty similar position this game as what we were in game 2, right? Like, TSM gonna have to look for some kind of steal, and Hanser.
Well, Gamsu actually wins the 1v1 this time around. Just one more Shock Blast should do the trick. Oh, but Hyper says, okay, all right, buddy, enough of that. Gets the flash in, doesn't even need to worry about the cloud damage missing, because he just goes in for the point-blank shoot.
Yeah, I feel like there's been some very odd, like, small microplay between Gamsu and Hanser.
To this game, Hyper stole the second game. Elder Dragon, can he do it again? 3,000 on the Elder Dragon. Hanser going and flexing Maelstrom, but Ryoma is the one that secures the Elder Dragon for himself, and Hanser is gone. 100 Thieves Academy looking to do the same to the rest of the TSM Academy squad members. Takeover almost reaching the execution threshold point, but he's been routed off by Poom and Luger, and he gets eviscerated. Gamsu looking for more Shock Blast, trying to cut off the escape routes of Hyper and Yurson. They are on the run. They might be able to get into the base, but 100 Thieves Academy now have what they need to start taking down the structures of TSM Academy's home turf.
I feel like we've had a lot of our questions answered about how Gamsu and Chad are going to be playing in the team. Well, it's not the same kind of absolute dominance during the regular season that we were seeing from 100 Thieves. They are still well up to the task right now, and they are going to be taking another game off of TSM Academy and moving on in the upper bracket at this point. What? They don't have a lot of a wave. They're actually going to have to leave at this point, despite the fact that they have the Elder Dragon. They're not going to be taking down... I believe they only get the one Nexus turret, and then the inhibitor, or the turret that we just saw fall, was the bottom lane inhibitor turret. So, this is a very scary spot. 100 Thieves sticking around.
Oh. They looked for a cheese pick onto Hyper, trying to catch him out en route to the Baron, but the majority of the members of 100 Thieves Academy, they're low on HP, they're low on resources. They need to get some time to be able to recall before they can go for this Baron, but Hyper's trying to stall for recalls, throws out the smoke screen, catches Poom, doesn't necessarily give him vision that he saw Poom, but it stops the recall. And now TSM Academy, their only play is to try and just burn down this Baron while 100 Thieves are on the reset.
That's so much damage coming out of Gamsu. This is what we were saying. There's this big wake up that happens on 2 items, and they still have the Elder Dragon for about 45 more seconds. They're going to be the ones who are going to be hitting this right now. And look at this. TSM just conceding everything on the map. They don't have an Elder to play for another 4 minutes. There's a Baron in 100 Thieves' hands, and they're the ones with the range advantage. Jace's going to be very effective. Oh, okay, they do get it, but Chad is left behind.
It's okay. He'll get there.
It's okay. He'll catch up.
You know, 100 Thieves Academy, the 4 members took the Uber. Chad took the lift that arrived late to the show. Yeah, he's got the walk. Don't want to start rideshare politics in the chat.
True. Just like real life.
100 Thieves Academy, they find Takeover. They still have the Elder Dragon for, who knows, 20 seconds, maybe more, but Baron buff is going to be enough to be able to lock down the base. Hanser finds one trade back over the Gamsu, but 4 members gone from TSM Academy means that 100 Thieves are going to have enough to be able to end the game, end the series here, and be able to move on in the upper bracket. 100 Thieves Academy. You know, the series wasn't what we expected, Josh, but it was awesome, it was exciting, and I think this is going to give us a lot to think about and talk about when we're looking at this new 100 Thieves Academy squad, because Chad and Gamsu have answered some questions that we had before the series even began.
Yeah, I really honestly pretty impressed with how Chad in particular